Let's check out your other foot. Is it just like this?
Worse, no.
Worse? Oh my gosh, Basil.
They're hard as a rock. You know, to me, they easily look like a coral reef. We're just gonna stick with sea analogies today.
Oh. How long have you had this? Were you born with it?
I was about 28, 29 when I got that. My mother had that.
And do you have it?
No, not like that.
Okay.
As drier they get, the harder they get. Feel it?
Yeah. I'm just gonna press around here, and you let me know where most of your pain is coming from. Does it hurt when I squeeze them?
Yeah, that's when I put the pressure down, when I'm walking, you know, like
Yeah. Do they ever bleed?
when I shave them.
Yeah. What do you
I
shave
cut
them with?
like a knife, you know?
Yeah.
He says he uses a pumice stone, but it just disintegrates.
Man,
The
I don't know
pumice
what
stone
pumice stone-
disintegrate.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't think a pumice stone's gonna touch this.
No, yeah. He needs a sander,
Yeah.
belt sand.
Seriously.
The growths on Basil's feet were very hard. It's almost like, you know, rigid sandpaper. If you ran your hands across them, I would definitely be cutting my gloves up. Basil's feet were easily on my top 3 of most perplexing cases that I've ever seen.
The fact is they might not be calluses. You know, the calluses are kind of like the things on your hands, right? When you're working outside. In your case, they're flaking off, they're growing into like mountaintop growths. It's very unusual.
Yeah, what a callus should look like versus what it actually looks like.
So to me, it's kind of a mystery. It could be warts, you know, it could be something as crazy as tree man's syndrome. It can be life-threatening. You know, hopefully it's not that, but that's a really rare genetic condition. And if your mom had it too, it's clearly a genetic issue. You're lucky you don't have it.
Very lucky,
Yeah.
because that's the most terrifying thing I've ever laid my eyes on.
This is pretty rough,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Is there anything that you can possibly do, or is...
So we're gonna get a biopsy of this and sending it to a lab. That will determine exactly what you have, okay? This isn't a light matter.
Whatever these lesions are, it could be
Down deep to get to those roots. So I don't know if I can do this in the office today. This is going to require a surgery.
Wow.
I just feel like it should be in a sterile surgery center, just in case we go, you know, too low at some points and you get cut. I don't need that getting infected. I don't need you getting sick. So I just want to be in a sterile environment and really take care of this for you, okay? While we're in surgery, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shave all of these growths off your feet so it really looks like a normal foot again. Sound good?
You're the doctor, and I'm with you.
Basil, you've waited a long time for an answer to this, and I'm gonna make sure that you get it.
I appreciate it, Dr. Schaefer. I appreciate it.
Basil's foot is very interesting because it's a mystery. There could be ulcerations underneath these things, which could develop infection, which could cause loss of limb. If it's tree man syndrome, that's a life-threatening complication. It's literally like you're opening up Pandora's box, and you don't know what to expect. I just had the consultation with Basil. You know, his calluses, although they were very thick, they formed like little stalks coming out. So I was thinking that it has to be something that I haven't even seen before. And that's when I was thinking about Ebony and her patient with the tree man syndrome.
Sebastian, he's got a very, very, very rare disorder. There's been a case of this that was in the media. The tree man of Indonesia, he died at the age of 45. And what this condition does is to form large growths that are very, very painful and continue to grow.
Let me get Ebony on the horn. What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
Not too bad. I just saw a crazy case. Did you get the pictures I sent over?
I did. I mean, what is his background? When did he say these things kind of showed up?
Well, he said he's had it his whole life. He said his mom actually had it, so it's hereditary.
If his mom had it too, it's probably like sense of normalcy in their household. It's just like, this is what we have kind of thing, huh?
Right. It was pretty wild. I mean, there was like stalks growing out of the calluses. I honestly think it's a form of tree man syndrome. And who better to call than someone that's actually treated that? So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely that would indicate tree man syndrome. It's definitely worth a deeper dive. Like, things on the skin are just really hard to diagnose without a biopsy, you know, in
I
order
agree.
to make that tree man syndrome diagnosis.
I'm actually gonna take him to surgery and I'm gonna biopsy everything.
Well, I'm happy he found you. I mean, geez.
It's boiling down to the mystery continues. All right, so let's just, let's see what the biopsy shows and we'll talk soon.
All right, Brad.
All right,
Have a great
Ebony.
one.
Thanks, bye.
Okay, bye.
See ya. This is easily one of the strangest cases that I've ever seen. The mystery continues with Basil's condition. It's gonna be hands down one of the most interesting surgeries because I wanna know what it is too. I wanna figure out how I can help him, what it is, and move forward. What's up, Basil?
Good day,
There's
Dr.
my
Shaver.
guy. How are you? Nice to see you. Well found. What's up, dude?
Today's Basil's surgery, and I'm pretty concerned about how I'm gonna cut through these growths, but I think I have a pretty good solution. When I was in the office, they were like a rock. So in my mind, I was like, you know, what can we do to essentially chip away at those,
Yes,
right?
sir.
It's like, let's soak this guy's feet, and if they get to that, you know, consistency of clay, we'll be able to really remove that layer and layer
Much
and
better
layer,
than when
and
it's
really get it down to a smooth layer like our hands.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're gonna get you in these water basins. So the plan is right now we're going to soften them up with some warm water and some moisturizer. Okay, just let that soak in there and I'll be back, okay? I'm gonna go prep for surgery.
Okay,
All
buddy.
right, later. Thanks, guys, absolutely. I feel like these growths should soften up like a warm, moist cheese. He has a pretty unexplainable, you know, condition. Initially, I thought it was just extreme calluses. Then I went to warts. There's things out there called tree man's disease. During the surgery, we're definitely going to get a bunch of clues to figure out what this is. Let's go, young man. The time has come. I'm going to be looking for things like pinpoint bleeding, which would lead me to like a wart. I would be looking for types of ulcerations underneath these stalks. We're going to go in there, we're going to remove the growths, and we're going to biopsy them. So we'll drape this like normal, get everything sterile. The antiseptic that we're putting on the foot right now is orange, and it's making Basil's foot look like cheese puffs. Is it what you thought I was describing when I was describing it to you?
There's lots of different food categories that I could kind of reference here. Some granola on top of your yogurt, yes. It makes you really hate yogurt.
These feel like macaroni, like these are thicker, but it does look like string cheese. It just makes you never want to eat it again.
All right, I'm going after this. I mean, literally cutting through this, I don't even know what I could find. See?
That looks
This
like a
looks like
verruca.
warts.
That looks like a wart.
Right in this area.
Yeah.
You can really see that pinpoint bleeding there.
That looks like a wart.
We gotta biopsy it though, here.
Yeah, let's send that out.
So when we're biopsying something, usually you take, you know, part of the bad area and then part of the good area. That's like a clean biopsy, you know, just because these have been neglected for so long.
That's why you
some
have-
areas are warts, right? Just like you or I would get a wart. And then this covers it up. Yeah.
You're right.
I might need another blade.
We're probably gonna go through a bunch of blades.
This floor is gonna be destroyed.
Yep.
I'm feeling it.
But he soaked him for an hour.
I wish I soaked them for 3. You know, honestly, this is like a workout.
This is a workout. I mean, what is it like to cut it? It looks like butter, hard butter.
It's a lot harder than butter.
It looks like hard butter, like if you put it in the
Yeah.
freezer.
It's like clay. This is a big chunk from his heel. I think we'll biopsy that, and we'll also biopsy a lot more. I'm huffing and puffing, but you know, foot number 1's done. But right now, I just want to catch my breath and move on to the next one. So I'm about to start the second foot. I'm ready to go.
That is thick. You may need another blade.
Another blade.
It's up, my friend.
How many blades do you think I've been through?
6.
7?
Yes,
This is
I was
blade
on
number
it.
7. I was close. Okay.
Another one.
Another one.
Initially, the warm water and the moisturizer really softened up these growths, so I was able to cut through them. But by the time I got to the second foot, the growths are already starting to harden. Everything's getting a lot more challenging.
I know, right?
It's my wrist. When you're cutting, you're really trying to make like fine strokes with your wrist, with your thumb. Everything starts, tightening up.
Basil's surgery is oddly physical right now. The second foot is extremely challenging on my hand and wrist. It went from butter to cheese to clay. It wasn't the easiest.
Okay, that's a crazy part.
Whenever you're in surgery and things are very long, you really have to just dig inside yourself and just bring everything out that you possibly have.
Okay. Good.
That's probably a good one. Might be good to send some of that.
Okay.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
It's like a completely different foot. He'll walk out of here a different man.
All right, guys, that's it.
I am sweaty, I'm a little exhausted, but honestly, it was all worth it because Basil's feet, they look actually like feet.
We're all done. I didn't know what type of lesions these were. I saw some warts, some, extreme calluses, some ulcerations. There's nothing, totally severe that I found, but the biopsies are really gonna show how we can help him long term.
Honestly, it could be a bunch of issues. Tree-man syndrome, cancer, it can be life-threatening, and the pathologist will be able to tell me that.
Bring it up.
What a case.